with Corey Farver. I like when we have kind of semi like professional guests on.
And unpack that, James. Let's go deeper. Let's go deeper, James.
Corey is the face, and you know, here on the podcast, the voice here. That's a big deal for us being a podcast, but a feature focus, which is for our clients, a way for our clients to really see some of our products and features within our catalog, right?
Yeah.
So, Corey, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. Excited to be on, you know, an awesome podcast with you guys.
Wow.
First time podcast guy right here. So
this is your first time on a
feel like
podcast?
first time on a podcast. I've been on the webinars, but podcast.
that doesn't count.
Yeah.
No, this counts.
No,
this is.
I've been waiting all this time to get onto this moment.
Well, do you have one of these coffee mugs?
I haven't been able to receive one yet. No.
Well, I've promised it to every guest so far, and nobody's taken it. So I'll promise it to you too, as long as you leave it.
Yeah, put it back on there. We need
Corey also is one of our account managers, so he takes care of our clients and make sure they're successful. Their success means our success.
Can I just jump in a little bit here? I actually get to hear Corey's voice almost every day in my home.
That's weird.
In West Palm Beach. It sounds weird, but the other side of the house, Tammy Bomia with Clock Spring NRI, and Corey is supporting actually global operations for them.
I'm going to say something really creepy. I'm still on that email chain. So I still
are you?
see things.
Okay.
Because I was involved in that project. I still see things. So I know he's taking care of people.
Oh, they're always on it. And the thing with Corey, though, he has to support like people in the UK or Malaysia or Indonesia or Africa or wherever.
Very cool.
And he is always on it. I hear nothing but great things about you each and every day.
Thank you.
So,
Corey,
well done.
We're live at Tailgate Week. Yeah, I know, right? It's cool to be back. I mean, I know for some people it's the first time, but for those of us who have been able to enjoy some of the team building before, and some of the fellowship before myself, it's neat to be back. How's it like for you getting to break bread with people and sit down?
It's a different taste of your day. I mean, you get so used to, at least for me, when I work at home, I'm looking at my screen and we might have Zoom meetings and stuff, but just the interactions and wow, that person's taller than I would have expected without even thinking so, or, you know, things of that nature. And no, it's so much fun. And I think for me, as with probably most people you ask, the culture at EWN is what makes them so, you know, they glow when they talk about it. And so there's a bit of that you miss when you're at home. And so being able to be around what I consider my work family here, it's just such a great experience. It's encouraging. And I'm excited as I go back into, you know, normal work day after this, just to kind of carry the momentum from our awesome week here.
And I think that's the goal. So that's great. That's
funny
the
you
outcome
say
of
that. People ask me all the time, you know, because of my role, like when I speak and stuff, they'll say, you know, like, when do you know it's working? Or, you know, how do you know if your culture is good or bad? And this week for me is one of those where, look, I'll be honest, I wasn't a part of planning this big time, right?
Yeah.
I wasn't the one doing the logistics. I wasn't on the hook for things. I had very little involvement in this. And when I look around, I mean,
are you proud?
Are
you a proud culture dad?
Brand daddy.
Tissue.
Yeah, but I mean, really, it's going to be one of those, like when I speak next, it'll be like, you know, it's when everybody else starts talking and you're not the one that has to be beating the drum anymore, right? Like, I don't have to say it anymore. You say it, and she says it, and he says it.
Well, let me just unpack that a little bit. Do you think you're so happy and proud because it's not a forcing, it's organic, and people
I mean, it's
are
multiplicity kind of, right? I mean, I can only do so much, right? So I empower you, and then it's the goose and the golden egg, right? PPC balance. Like, if I can leverage that, and now I got 2 champions and 3 and 4 and 5, I don't have to work so hard.
And then it keeps going and going,
right?
And splitting
so hearing
off
you say that, hey, you got me. Corey, a lot of training here too, a lot of safety training. It's neat to see our impact on the community and the people here really beating the same drum we are when it comes to safety.
Right.
Have there been any classes you loved?
Yeah, there's been, I was
Go,
I know
keep
it's-
going.
Okay.
I'm waiting for it.
I feel like I
I'm
already
waiting for
know.
it.
Well, so I actually went to had a date night with my wife last night, and we were sitting down and talking about our classes. And I said, "This
already
was
know.
that rare training day where I look back and I thought I enjoyed each session." And you
Yeah,
know,
that's cool,
it's
right?
kind of a
That's so
cop out answer.
cheesy.
It's I will say we had the active shooter
course.
first
Bingo.
That was our
what
first
you
class we went to in the morning, and so I was like, I don't need any coffee. I was awake after that.
Yeah.
I bet it
and-
made
but
the restaurant a little bit different last night, huh?
when we sat down, I said, "You sit here. I'm sitting here." And I said, "So where are your exits in the room?" And
Know
we
where
went
we're
through
at,
them.
no
And yeah, she
That's
was blown away.
impactful
She
right
works
there.
with students as well, so
Sure.
she has been through her own sort of training.
Interesting.
In a different kind of perspective. And so, yeah, no, I mean, this has been.
That's an
like you said,
impact right there,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You went home and applied it.
Yeah.
That's action.
Yeah.
Corey, thanks for taking care of our
Yeah.
clients. Thanks for being
Absolutely.
who you
So
are.
much.
Always,
Thanks
brother.
for feature focus. Thanks for
Yeah.
all your work there.
Join us on Feature Focus. Hopefully, you guys will learn something or ask us questions that we can help
And-
make your experience better.
Oh,
And
man,
that
what
is a plug, right?
Yeah.
You did a great job
We'll
with
let that sponsor go. All
Cool.
right, we'll be back.
Thanks, guys.
You already have one, don't you?
I don't.
I feel like he does.
He
You're
has a
so
podcast.
interesting.
Yeah.
Am I?
I mean that as a good thing.
Yep. Right.
I'm
Yep.
not being funny. You're next, Josh.
Yep.
Oh no.
You cannot hide.
We're live. Josh is coming out of his shell. This is the time.
We're being-
He's prepping. He's
Oh,
over
he-
prepping right
I
now.
love it.
He's
Love
thinking.
it.
He's
Skills.
taking notes.
And he's looking at
excited.
Sebastian right
Is
now. He's
script
like, what are
together?
they going to say to Sebastian? What are they going to talk about?
There's-
What's going to come up? Tailgate week.
With Jim, there's no knowing.
Oh, they're
know.
Hey, you know, it's
Not on the
it's
air.
like the second week in a row we've hung out with Sebastian.
We were in St. Louis, Missouri at SGA Natural Gas Connect last week.
For those that don't know, Sebastian was behind the camera. So if it wasn't framed quite right.
I was the producer intern
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And sales intern.
and sales intern.
And brand intern.
Mhm.
And I would say construction intern because he
Oh,
was
for
instrumental with the construction.
Logistics and that's what we call that.
And you know what though?
Intern.
He just kept stepping up. He didn't even ask. He
Rock
just
star.
kind of like saw places to help out and you did it.
And
did a
you were
great
like
job.
the VR expert on top of that.
Oh yeah, yeah. That got some good
Did you reboot it? That's what I kept hearing from the other side. I don't know. Let me see it. Reboot.
Yeah, try again.
That's perfect. Sebastian, we're live at Tailgate Week. You've been here now, what, 5 years?
Mhm.
6?
Yeah, 5 years and a couple months now.
Just happened, right? You got your horn toad as well. 5 years on the job. So you kind of grew up like I did in this place where we had a lot of team building. Well, you spent a lot of time together. Your team is very close, right?
Mhm.
How's it been being together with the larger group this week?
It's been good.
Scared how he's going to answer.
I
That's a
was
long
not.
pause.
He was like,
Jury's
well,
still out, James.
Terrible.
Everybody's cool but Brand.
Yeah, well, except for that James guy.
Yeah.
No, it's been good. I think it's been a good opportunity to see people.
Yep.
Like, it's been a good opportunity to see people, but also get to like collaborate in person on things
For
that
solutions.
for solutions.
Like we're just like
gosh.
solving things, right?
Yeah, well, but
Or
people can just
attempted
walk
to,
up
right?
to you and say like, "Hey, I've got this question, or I have this idea about a new set of courses that we could look into."
And do you think that would have happened had we not been together in person? Do you think they would have just picked up the phone or a Zoom and done that? Or
I
do you
think-
think that the in-person has really fostered that?
I think it fosters a good word because I think you can do that online. You can like Slack
Sure.
someone or Zoom someone,
But not all people operate that way, right? I mean,
right. I don't.
I
right?
don't.
I'm less
not very
likely
good at
to-
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I have to be really intentional about slacking James with an idea or something like that.
Yeah.
Whereas if it's in person, it's much more natural to start small talk really quick and then just sit down and say,
Yeah.
I have this great idea about something we want to work on.
And as a micro example, it's wonderful to see it here. James and I live in the industry out at conferences and such. And when people say, why do you go to so many conferences? Imagine that on an industry level where you're collaborating with operators and contractors and manufacturers day in and day out.
Right.
It's intense how that just fosters.
And for a lot of people that don't know, Sebastian works closely with a lot of our clients.
Yeah.
I mean, with custom content needs and making sure they got what they need as far as training and our CBTs.
Yeah.
So we've had a lot of training here.
Mhm.
What's been some of the training that you've enjoyed?
So we just got through the emergency management training.
Oh,
with
really?
Julie. Yeah,
Oh,
which
I've
was
heard
really
of
good.
Julie.
Yeah, you've heard of her.
Oh.
EWN alumni, as we call
Is
it.
she working on her PhD right now? Is
I
she-
don't know.
Oh, it's something
her
intense.
7th PhD.
Yeah, it's something intense.
Julie Elliott. We
Yeah.
lobby her. She knows it.
Moved
Yeah.
to like
Did
17th
Connor
state.
fly her here? That's the real
I'm
question.
not sure. He's flying right now.
Is he right here?
apparently.
Did he just?
He just took off.
He
No.
flew the helicopter. No,
Yeah,
I'm just
no,
kidding.
he
Wouldn't put it past him.
Another alumni. I mean,
Yep.
it's weird, but it's awesome.
he might make a surprise visit, so
I
he
hope
could make
so.
I
a
hope so,
surprise showing
too.
on Jim and James.
Oh, flyover. Can we get a flyover?
Wait,
I'm
what's
gonna
that?
text him.
What's that in Top Gun? Or request a flyby or a buzz the tower or
Buzz-
whatever?
Buzz the tower.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
don't know either.
Aviator
What
stuff.
are we doing? Yeah, this is
Yeah.
basically how podcast goes about.
Yeah.
See why you'd be so good at it?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Well, hey, it's good to see you. Good to be in person. Good to see you back to back
Good to see
weeks,
you.
man.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll see you next week, I guess.
I won't.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Unless you're coming to Florida.
All right, we'll be back.
Can we open
Can you,
that?
can you get in the shot, Josh?
Come on, Josh. Come in close.
Oh, we got it. We're good. We're good.
Is this
A little
a?
closer.
Is this
It's
a?
tailgate week.
Well, is this Extroverts Unite right here?
It is. I know. We heard a story. Aaron said, "I'm working on Josh. I'm trying to make him an extrovert." And I said, in my head, I was thinking, I don't think that's how that works.
Yeah.
No, he's really got his work cut out for him on that one.
So
That's
would you
quite the drive.
classify yourself as an introvert more than an extrovert?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
Aaron's been trying for 2 decades nearly now.
2 decades.
He told
How's
us.
it working?
Yeah.
No, well,
He told the story about when you guys were working at someplace you tore down your cue walls. And
oh yeah,
Yeah. I thought it was a story. I thought he was lying.
no,
It happened?
It
absolutely
really
did.
happened.
How did you feel?
Absolutely.
How'd you feel when that happened?
It was different.
Okay.
Yeah, it's nice to get the cue balls down though. In
Yeah,
regular
for
desks,
sure.
you can see the people. Not
That's-
so closed off.
Yeah, we weren't really digging into, your early years in your career. We were talking about our group here all being together and how,
Yeah.
you know,
The camaraderie.
the walls coming down metaphorically, and also, I mean,
Yeah.
he brought up that literally. But it has been nice. You and I have been on some team building teams before. I think we've carved pumpkins or went on Easter egg hunts or whatever it might be. It's funny to think back at those and, now being here, realize how much we needed things like that. Did it need to be Easter eggs? And maybe not. But being here together is important. And we're seeing that,
Yeah.
I think, in
Yep.
day one. So how was day one for you?
It was good. Yeah,
good?
a couple of really good sessions that I enjoyed.
What was your
Got to-
favorite session?
My favorite one,
Hear the helicopter
I hear the
taking off
helicopter.
just mid podcast.
the fire and police department one. Those guys
Oh,
were super
okay.
entertaining.
Yeah, I heard you get to get drunk in that one. Is that?
That's the one with the
Oh.
Google goggles.
Oh, I thought
Yeah, I
you got to
couldn't see
drink.
anything. I couldn't catch anything.
Oh,
All
I
right.
thought you got to drink in there.
No. Allegedly, no.
I signed up twice for the afternoon. Have you seen the helicopter? I think it just left.
I just heard it leave. A bevy of people
You
are
might have
coming
missed
back
that
in.
one. Yeah. Josh, we have one more day, and then is your family coming out? Are you going to
They
get to
should be,
enjoy that on
yeah.
Friday? It's going to be hot.
I know. Yeah,
Can you bring a tent? And can we share?
I could.
Just kidding.
We should get
Do you have a
cool wraps.
canopy? I'm just saying, I'm
We
just
should get cool-
workshopping ideas of how we could team build together.
Yeah.
Maybe a porta cooler or something. It's going to be warm,
Uh-huh.
but it's going to be neat to get our families together.
It'll be fun.
The dunk tank in action. Can't wait to dunk this guy twice.
I am looking forward to it. It's, you know what I'm enjoying about this though, and I'm looking forward to that for myself, I know people
Right.
professionally, but to meet people's families and their
Yeah, it's
kids and
different,
stuff like
right?
that, it really just
And we
builds
feel
on the
like we know
relationship.
each other. I mean, I'm friends with Josh on Facebook. We're, like I see his family.
Yeah.
He may not know it. But we've grown up together. Our kids are the same ages and things like that. Like, it's going to be neat to kind of get them together and
Yeah,
see how
it's
it
gonna be a
goes.
fun-
Kids don't care.
It's gonna be a
They'll
fun
be
day.
best friends and we'll be over there on the outside.
Sweating.
Me and Josh going, man, can we go? No, just kidding. Well, Josh, thanks for everything you do on our systems engineering.
What'd you think of
side.
this? Did
It
you
wasn't
like
so
it?
bad. So
Yeah, no, it was good.
extrovert and training.
Yep.
All right. Thank you,
working.
sir. We'll be back.
Yeah,
It's one of my favorite guests of all time. I can already tell.
Why? Because she used to call me Hollywood. Remember
Oh.
those days?
So let's tell that story. It was a super fast version of it. When Jim came to interview, I was out of town. I think I was at a TGA event, and Jim came, and it wasn't really an interview. It was like, hey, he's going to get hired, and we all knew that. But we wanted Jim to kind of meet the teams, and Bailey slacks me while I'm on there. So who's this Hollywood guy?
Asking
Jimmy
about trade
came in with a
shows.
shirt out,
Oh, no.
his chest out,
Unbuttoned,
his long flowing mullet,
glasses.
glasses up in his
Yep.
hair. The Jim of old.
Mm-hmm.
And Bailey's like, why are you in my office and why are you asking about trade shows? Please leave.
Bailey at the time, we were in the brand. I don't even think it was brand department
was
there.
No,
Might
it
have
was
been
marketing.
marketing.
It was marketing.
So we have a long history together.
Yeah.
And then she left and went and spread her wings and went to compliance, safety and compliance now.
Mm-hmm.
So you grew up in this world where we team builded a lot,
Yes.
right? So how's it been this week getting together?
Oh, it's been fun. It's learning everybody. I'm having to look at badges because I don't remember everybody's names.
It's James.
Right?
Yeah.
Also James.
It's Jim.
Because now that we're not at the conference, I can't just be like, oh, well, they may be with somebody else.
Yeah, it's really awkward when there's two people I really don't
When
know
you-
their name and they're not wearing their tag, and I'm really embarrassed.
Well, okay, this is an interesting
story.
perspective because me being remote, I'm coming in, I'm expecting to see people I don't know. You folks are corporate HQ
Weird,
based,
right? I mean,
and you're still dealing with the same thing.
because
so-
of all the remote people, that are on teams that we're not a part of, right? I mean,
Right. And it's interesting where our culture has grown over the years here, where we have more and more remote and people are coming in and covering certain parts of the country and such like that. So it's exciting to see. Bailey, this week, expectations. What did you have? What did you want to get out of this week going into Tailgate Week?
To meet new people.
Okay.
Honestly.
it's so weird to say.
It
Within
is.
your own company.
is,
You were
'cause
around when we had 25, 30 people,
We
right?
used to walk around the building. We knew what everybody drove, all their vehicles, where everybody parked. I mean,
Right, it didn't get
it
in
was the
anybody's
same.
way.
And now we can't fit.
We can't
So-
fit in this parking lot.
We opened
like,
up the
I had to park
building,
by the
made more
helicopter.
space. We can't fit.
Yeah.
Uh,
We actually
so-
put in another parking lot, right? That
Yeah.
one in the back. I mean, and that on heavy days, that one's filled too. They're going over into
Yes.
the
the
grasslands.
front, the side,
Yeah.
the back. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's,
So we've had a lot of safety training woven into this week already, and we have the rest of today. What's some of the cool stuff that you've got to sit on? Which one hit home the most for you?
Your favorite.
well, those are different.
oh,
yeah,
oh,
so do both.
oh,
So
that's a
that
good
hit
point.
home the
Yeah.
most for me right now is the active shooting.
No doubt.
Okay.
I've got two little ones.
No
doubt.
So
Yep.
Very
that one
timely.
hit. Yep.
Yep.
My favorite. That one's hard to say. There's yesterday.
There can be a three-way tie.
Yesterday, every training
Oh,
I've
politically.
attended has been great so far, and then I've only attended one today, and that was great as well. So I still have three more.
Okay.
So,
Oh, we're keeping you from it.
Maybe we will wait and see what she says at the end of the day.
Yeah.
the
we'll help you
LSCS
report
I've
back.
taken, I
Same.
took it. I was actually in it twice at the conference, and I learn more every single time I take one of their.
Yeah.
Trainings.
I heard
Jack
the
and
one
Jerry.
yesterday, the back of the truck thing was awesome. Like the tools, whatever
Oh
they
yeah,
did
yeah.
yesterday.
Everything that goes on a truck.
Yeah, I
or-
didn't get to do
half
it.
of
I
it.
was like, man, that's the one I wanted to show, like
Yeah.
at a booth. Just pull
Yeah.
a truck up and just
Yeah.
explain everything to me.
Yeah.
Because I don't know a lot.
Yeah. Today they're supposed to be doing all the fusions. I went a couple months ago to go watch them on site to watch
Yeah.
some guys fuse.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So I've already learned and see if I can remember
Love
it
it.
today.
We might have to put you through a performance evaluation
Yeah,
today
we'll see
on
if we can get you
fusion.
certified. Are you certified?
Possibly. No.
I think I.
We
you
did,
know, we
but
did,
it's been a
it-
long time.
Yeah, I'm probably out of certification. And I don't
Allegedly.
know, it was a little sketchy that
Every
day.
year.
I don't think I did
on
very well.
fusions.
All right. Well, hey, Bailey, thanks for everything you do for
you,
us.
guys.
So good to see
Thanks for
you.
joining
Maybe I'll get a
Enjoy
mug
the
one day.
rest of the day.
Oh,
Oh, I'll promise you this one when we're done today.
You're number 19 that's been
It's
promised
fine,
to.
but it's cool. There's
that's
only
my number,
100.
so I'm good with that.
Hey, you got pretty good odds to win.
So we'll see you at the Dunkin' booth.
Oh,
Oh, that's true. We didn't even talk about
oh
that.
my gosh. Was that a
Terrified. She's a
That'd be-
former softball player.
Oh,
She's about to
goodness.
tag in a former softball player. We'll be right back. Justin from the bullpen.
Now number 7.
Right-hander. What
Coming
was
in.
yours?
19 was actually
Number 19.
19.
Was it 19?
Lorraine.
Lauren.
Lauren
Hello.
Martin.
You know, can you guess my walk-up song my senior year?
Put me in, coach.
Not quite.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
come on.
That-
Reba? Was it fancy?
Mm-mm.
Oh, wait. What? I can't ask you what year. Oh baby, oh, it's Darth Vader. Oh, what is the
Imperial
Imperial
March.
March?
Yes, it was the
Oh.
Imperial
My
March.
son would be proud that I knew that.
Yes.
I didn't know that. But wait, they played music when you were going to the mound?
Yeah, no, when I was up to hit, it's called the walk-up song.
Yeah,
Oh.
not the pitch up or
Yeah,
the
no.
walk
I
up
was
to the
a, well, I
pitch
was a
mound
catcher and I
song.
played first
Okay.
Okay.
later on, but yeah, so I didn't get any special song for that.
So what was your favorite thing to do? Throw people out?
That was always fun, when you
The sneaky
did
behind the
that,
batter one down
but,
third
oh,
or
yeah,
something?
yeah.
Oh,
The sneaky just,
I really love blocking the ball.
oh, that's
So
an
I was
art.
I was known probably more for my defensive catching skills, blocking the ball, and I loved it whenever the pitcher would strike somebody out and I could like throw the ball up in the air and
no
on
big
the on
deal.
the third out, that was always fun.
and then strut off the field.
Yes, yeah.
No big
That
deal.
was,
Well, the reason we bring this up and why this is so important,
Well, it's part of
her
the
history and
What does
background,
this have to do with
is
it?
because tomorrow Jimmy and I have to get in a dunking booth. And let's
Allegedly.
just say that I've not always did all the right things for Lauren. No, I'm retracing all my steps and all the
It's
mistakes
payback
I
time,
possibly made.
Well,
Remember
I know.
how
A
nice?
little-
I've always been a
I'm
Lauren
gonna have
fan.
to. I've been icing my shoulder every evening because it's.
Why? Just a nice underhand pitch. Just lob it in. That's fine. You'll be great
Well, I
tomorrow.
have a feeling that if it's going to be 105, y'all are going to be glad
I'm
y'all
gonna
are
be
in.
in. I'm gonna be a slow get out. That's for sure.
Like I'm just going to hang
I
out
Wait,
here
hurt
for a while.
myself.
Do we need to get you water wings tomorrow?
I know. I'll get you a little
For
floaty.
sure, Lauren. We're here.
Little noodle.
We're at Tailgate Week, our
Yes, we
first one
are.
ever.
Super awesome.
Well, that's what I was going to
Yeah.
ask. Day one is in the books. We're
Yes.
in the middle of day two. We're rolling
cool.
through training. What was day one? What was the vibe? What do you think?
Well, it was totally awesome to have that opportunity to be able to, be under the same roof for the first time ever with all the new folks that we've got. It's I think just that collaborative spirit, the energy
The
that I
energy.
felt just being there was very I don't know synergistic or
It
whatever.
is.
But it was
No,
really
is that a
yeah.
word?
the energy was
It is.
make it
It
up
is
whatever
now.
synergistic
Synergistic.
to just be able to be together and have that energy. It was just awesome, really
It
really cool.
was. So many great trainings also over the 2 days. Have you caught any of that? Any
Yes, I
stick
have.
out for you?
Have was able to catch a couple of them. So obviously did some review of CPR and just the importance of that and
You're already
remembering
certified.
Are you
that.
Sure.
certified?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
very
so it's
good
good
to
to have a
know.
little refresher and get to practice on the little dummy, and so that's always good.
Can't call
But
him
You
that. He's
can't
right
call me
here.
that.
no.
Cancel that.
I did attend the active shooter, and so that's something that's
Had you seen that one before from Gary?
I had at an event previously.
Me too.
So that was good, a little refresher there. I think the thing that's most important for us to remember, no matter where you kind of are on any of that, is having that situational awareness.
Yes.
So being aware. So, and I know a lot of us travel, and
Yes.
so
Head on a
being
swivel.
aware of where your exits are. So if you're going into an event, knowing, hey, if something were to be an issue, where do I need to go? Where are my exits? And so that situational awareness, I think, is very important. And if you're walking out in the parking lot, don't be on your phone. Make sure that you're looking at where you need to go. And I mean, and that's just, I think, basic from a safety standpoint. It's something I try to
terrible
do as
at
well.
But it's good that you're sharing it here, and I think we should all share it when we're with people, especially like James and I who travel a lot. We should remind people that, hey, we're in the
And a lot of
exhibit
people in
hall.
our audience do the
Exits,
exactly
exits,
same.
exits.
Right? We
Yeah.
try to do that when we speak. We always have those safety moments.
Yep.
Yep.
But
always start off.
that think about that. When we speak 4 times a year, but when we go to a restaurant, do we act the same, right? And I think that's that reminder. Somebody
Yeah.
said that. Corey Farver said it.
Yeah.
Last night
Yeah.
I went home
Yeah.
and we went to dinner and I set my wife where she needed to be set and I had my eyes and we had our exits figured
There,
out.
there, and there.
And
We
that's
talked about
impact
it.
right
Yeah.
there,
Yeah.
right?
Absolutely.
So, Lauren, we have a whole nother day today.
Mm-hmm.
You grew up kind of like, I mean, you've been here a while now.
Just a few years.
You started when you were 3.
Yes.
No, you've been here a while. And so you've seen kind of this family, if you will, of a company grow and how important team building has been throughout the years, whether it was pumpkin carving or anything, right? All the fun things that we did over the years, scavenger hunts.
Oh yeah.
How nice is it to kind of have that feeling back a little bit
Oh,
with
it's
some
just
of these new folks?
fantastic. I mean, we tried, I think like everybody to do that in sort of this weird remote scenario, but
know.
it's
In the
not the
Zoom
same.
world?
Yeah,
Some of
the Zoom.
some
we
of those
found
Zoom team
yes,
buildings
some of
were
those were
pretty
quite
cringy,
interesting. Yes, and
and we paid for them. That's the sad part.
we sure did. I'm kidding.
Well, we
No,
made the, we
yeah.
Jim and I
made,
hosted 2 game
Yeah.
shows
Yeah.
over the pandemic, and
For-
we look back on it and we're like,
cringing.
what
What
were we getting
doing?
paid for?
Yes. No, there's just
But we
nothing
tried
like
everything.
Well,
being
you
able
had
to
to.
be-
You had to
Yeah.
adapt to the situation that it was, but it's so nice being back like
Yes,
this.
well, there's just something to be said to be face to face. I know somebody said those knee to
Shoulder to
knee,
shoulder.
shoulder to shoulder
Man, knee to knee,
conversation, knee to
that's-
knee, you know.
Renee Brown, knee to
Yes.
knee conversation.
And
That's
being able
We're
to,
doing it right
to
now.
do that, but there's just things that happen just even in between events. You're in the halls roaming, and I just had a great conversation with Brian Dressel. We were talking about all kinds of
Shout
awesome
out.
things. Yes, hello, Brian. And so that was awesome, and just being able to have those sort of organic conversations that happen, or some of those innovative type conversations, and
It's
just
nice
or
to talk to
funny
HR
things
and
that
not
happen.
be in the
Yes.
HR office.
And just
Yeah.
just funny things that happen or
Yeah.
whatever, and it just that builds that camaraderie and
Can I say a nice thing about this week? That it's
Please.
3 days, if not 4 for us.
Yep.
And it gives us all that time so we don't feel like we're rushed
Yes.
trying to see a bunch of
Agree.
people.
There's
It
a
seems
big
very
open
relaxed.
lunch today so that we can, get off site and have some deeper conversations. and-
Definitely.
And pull in some of that maybe we're more used to in the past. But man, it's been fun in here.
It has been fun.
I've laughed a lot this week.
Yeah.
And I'll go back. I got to be on the chai with
Amy?
Amy.
Yeah.
Because Ashley was out. And so we jumped on there and I laughed so hard, like crying. And then I was trying to tell my wife about it and I was crying. I couldn't even tell the story.
Yeah.
But I needed that, cup filled so much.
Yeah.
Like just to
Yeah.
laugh amongst
Yes.
each other, giving people a hard time about coming on here.
Yeah.
And me and Jimmy are so comfortable and it's like, you're up. Like
People
it's
panic.
fun. Like that's our culture. We always have a good time. Coleman taught us, if anything, to have fun while we do it.
You know what we
Yes.
should do though? We should not even tell people we're recording and just have them
We
on.
have to tell people.
Why?
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
Oh,
but
oh,
it's just the right
yeah.
thing.
That's
to do.
right.
Well, I will say that it's funny because we were in there and one of the team members, I'd sent them an email previously and they had took care of something for me. And I was going to send them an email back. I still probably will, just,
just
so
to
everybody
be
knows,
funny.
that,
Paper trail.
but instead I just yelled across the room and said, "Hey,
Done.
Taylor, thank you."
Aw.
And then he, gave me the thumbs up or whatever. So it was good to be able to do that and sort of be face to face. And of course, make sure we weren't on the phone, but I did yell across the.
I love
That's
it.
good.
the thing,
That's
so-
wonderful.
But there's things you can't do
Yep.
when you're remote and whatnot. It was just being able to look at him and say,
Yeah.
"Hey, thank you
Yeah.
for
Love
doing
it.
that."
I know I
It's fun.
fixed something for accounting yesterday. Imagine that.
Yeah.
And I was sitting right next to him, knee to knee,
Yeah.
like you said. So there's so much value in that. Lauren, thank you for
Thank
everything
you.
you do. And thank
Bless
you for
you
coming
all.
on for
Bless
us.
you.
Yes,
Remember
thank
that
you. Thing you do.
tomorrow when I'm in that dunk tank. Just how much I care about you.
Yes.
Deeply.
And me. Oh, yes.
Remember
yes.
our bonds that
Yes.
we have.
Well, I'm going to make sure y'all stay cool.
That's stay cool, cats. I know I donated some money. I've got some tickets I
Yeah.
want to endorse Lauren with. That's for sure.
I'm now getting a little nervous
It's
about
fun.
this.
You're going to spend a lot of time in the water.
No, it'll
I
be
need to
great.
get goggles.
Anyway,
All right,
thanks
we'll
for
be
having
back.
me.
Thanks.
Thank you.
We are
Back.
back is what we are.
Okay.
Yeah. Did you
TJ.
want a flow sheet? Because you're not going to get one, brother.
Not
we
today,
are
TJ.
going off the cuff.
We just
I'm
got to
still
go.
looking for the green room.
Oh, it's in the back.
Yeah.
I will.
Let's keep that.
Yeah, it's back
All
there.
right.
TJ, you're live with us. Yeah, I mean, your team's been busy running around here. You got to do all the hard work.
Yeah, they've been busy. They've been working hard, setting up the wireless network.
Making sure all the tailgates are down.
Making sure the tailgates are down and the computers aren't left
Oh,
unlocked.
oh,
Yeah.
Well, have you found many computers that have been unlocked?
So far, just the one here,
Which-
here on your set.
oh,
I did.
okay.
Yeah.
That is not my
full
computer.
disclosure, I really am a big advocate of InfoSec. I see the importance. I learned all about it. I took the courses, and even at our best, sometimes
Sometimes
we get
forget.
complacent.
We do.
And I walked in there to hustle on our next guest, and our next guest called me out and hit the button.
I know,
The big red button, right? Let me ask you a question though
Shoot.
before we get into some of the tailgate week items. you in your world having this event here, hosting over, I don't know how many, close to 100 people. What has been your IT concerns? Has the Wi-Fi network been a concern or what?
The Wi-Fi network is a little bit of a concern, but that's really not so much security as it is just making sure that we have a stable system for everybody to use. As far as the security concerns, my biggest concern is, leaving the screens unlocked when we have
Yeah,
so
you
many
should never do
computers
that.
floating around. It's
No doubt.
anybody can walk up to one, and these
And we
all
have so many new people, it'd be easy. I
It
wouldn't know
is.
if it was a person in workforce or not.
I
Right.
know,
You
and
know?
I definitely wouldn't know
If
it
they
was
give
their
me a
computer.
snack, yeah, if they walk up and give me a snack, I'm probably gonna let them look at my computer.
Yeah, there you go.
So I'm gonna be, what is that called? Snacking. No. TJ, Tailgate Week.
Yep.
It's our first one as a company, so therefore it's your first one as well. How was day one and how's day two ramping up?
It's been a lot of fun. It's been really great to see people. It's been so long since we've all been remote and we haven't had a chance to get back together. And we've grown so much over the last
So
2
much.
years.
Oh, yeah.
So many new faces and getting to meet them in person and say hello. And
Little extrovert right
I
here.
I
Do
know,
you see
right?
that?
I'm a closet extrovert. I keep
Are
it
you?
well hidden, yes.
He does keep it well hidden.
He
I do
keeps
my
his
best.
cup that needs to be filled way in the back.
Way in the
Ah,
back.
You
got
better
it.
know, like it's like a speakeasy, like to get to it.
The secret
It's
knock?
been nice. It's been nice to be around folks. It's a lot harder to lie to people when they look at you in your face and, hey, did you lock your computer? No, it's been nice. We break bread together. We sit down. We're hashing out problems. There's a conversation going right there between
there.
three departments
That
that
would-
would never be together.
No.
That's the value.
That
right?
would have been a planned session right
That would have been something wrong, like by accounting. I promise you, that's an intervention. But it's true. Sometimes the only time we collaborate is when things go awry, and
Yeah.
this is a great example of getting together,
Proactively.
innovating proactively,
Yep.
and enjoying it.
Yeah.
It's been great. I've had an opportunity to talk to people I normally don't. Really enjoyed it.
Any
the
other-
sessions have been great. Too.
Okay.
Yeah.
We've been asking folks,
Wow.
what's been your favorite session?
The-
Or what made the most
No,
impact on
active
you?
shooter.
the-
He says.
yes, it was the
No
active
doubt.
shooter was the
Very
most
popular.
impactful session.
I mean, obviously, it's on everybody's hearts
Everybody's
right now,
mind, especially
too.
here in Texas.
No doubt, no
Or
doubt.
the world.
But
I'd say the world.
yeah, it's very. So you take that stuff home
you do yeah.
instantly.
That, and then I would say also the CPR training. I used to be a paramedic in a past life.
Oh, really?
So
Did not
I've
know that.
done-
We did not know that.
Oh, really? Well, you learned something new about me today.
See?
Yeah, I mean,
This is why
I've
we're
done
here.
CPR several times, many times,
Wow.
too many times.
Wow.
But yeah, just not so much the CPR training as all the context before it, the health risks. I'm getting up there. I'm getting a little bit older and
Same.
starting to worry about some of these things.
32, 33.
Mhm.
46.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know, right?
Wow.
He looks
Y'all
so
are
young.
getting
Well,
up there.
thank you.
You know.
Y'all are getting up there. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, let's stand over here, youngin.
42. After you hit 40, it's the same bucket from there on out,
Yeah,
right?
it is.
Once these gray patches here show up, it happens. Something happens.
And-
These feel like distinguished. These feel like something's out of
It's
control.
like my grandfather always said, you don't got anything to worry about until you're afraid to catch yourself naked in the mirror.
Oh, wow, that's aggressive.
Wow.
Yeah, I think we'll edit that out.
A lot
I'm
of
just
wisdom.
kidding. No,
Lot of
no,
wisdom.
there's a lot of words in that for sure. My my stepdad said, you're not old until you get hurt sleeping. So, and I fall into that category too.
I do. I
You
hurt
hurt
my
your back
shoulder.
sleeping. Yeah. Oh,
You
man,
know,
I slept wrong.
Ow. Yeah,
Right.
okay.
Love it. TJ, it's been great,
Yes,
man. Good
thank
to see
you.
you.
You're a
Thanks for
natural,
making
brother.
us
Thank
laugh
you.
today.
Yeah.
You're always a blast.
He's
We're
funny.
going to have you back on. We're going to have your team back on. We're
Yep.
going to talk InfoSec soon.
I'd like to do that.
We're going to make sure everybody locks their computers.
So we're doing a full episode.
We
with
are.
that.
We're going to bring in, I told him, I'm putting him on the hook for it.
I love it.
We'll be
I
there.
love it.
All right.
Great.
We'll be
Thank
back.
you.
We are live. Jimmy back with Savannah, one of our account managers. So you deal with a lot of our clients. Say hello.
Hello.
She's super nervous to come on, but I made her do it anyway because that's our culture. No, I'm just kidding. Be brave, right?
Right.
Being brave. Tailgate week. How's it been?
I've enjoyed it a lot, and I've learned a lot.
What was yesterday? Like, you had fun yesterday?
I did.
Lots of games.
Yes, and my favorite thing was the CPR on babies.
Okay. Oh,
Why?
whoa, whoa,
Oh, that's
on
very
babies.
specific.
Okay.
Why? Why is that important?
I have a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old, so I get really nervous and I tend to panic when it's my own kids.
Sure.
Okay,
Most
freaking
people
out.
do, I would say.
I used to work at the daycare, so I was certified in CPR for babies, but when it comes to my own kids, I freak out. I'm more calm when it's,
Someone else's?
yes, and I
Okay.
think it's easier to work on somebody else's kids.
Yeah, I work with Jim all the time. I can understand that. Savannah, we've done this for a long time. We've done team building. I know you've got to experience that a little bit in your departments and stuff like that. But how's it been being with a greater group and experiencing this all together? There's something to be said about being together, right?
Right, and I think it's really beneficial to do it just because we work with so many different departments on different days and stuff. And when you don't know the person, you don't know how they're coming across, or you may just not understand, and it may be easier to understand them in person. So
If I know Savannah has a little one at home and I have a little one at home, then we have a common ground to start from, right?
right,
And then if we meet here and then we can go back, and next time you have a problem, you can reach, it sounds bad to say across the aisle, but, and be able to work with that person. It's a lot easier that way.
Yeah, it really is.
Just like with clients, right? When you get to know the clients more, it's a lot easier to work with them every day.
right.
Savannah, thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
everything you do here and for
great.
coming on. I
Thank
know,
you for
see,
being
that wasn't
brave.
so bad.
Yeah.
All right, we'll be
You're
back.
wonderful. I'm scared.
I like Veronica because she smiles so big, and
try
it's
not
all the
to, but I
time. No, I
can't.
like.
I
I know
can't
I
help
can't
it.
do it.
She always does.
I've tried talking to people and not smiling, and it's so
I
uncomfortable.
haven't got to talk to you since EWN Con really, but we killed it. I don't want to say it out loud in front of everyone to the internet and everything, but we were a pretty good team.
Absolutely.
I mean, I read all the results. All we got were 5s.
Oh, yes.
Is that right?
Out of 10. But no, it was solid, and I had a blast doing it with Veronica. And I don't know, it's more fun doing it. You've done that one, leading people not like you.
Yeah.
And there's a part where you have to talk about men and women, and when you're doing just one side, it seems like you're,
Pointing.
women are like this. So
I
when
see
a
what you're
woman can
saying.
do that part and I can do the male part, look, I can make fun of you and you're cool with it.
All the time.
It doesn't work too well when I make fun of women.
No, it would not.
But when you get to do it, then it's like, oh, so that's fine. She knows. She's in on it. But we had a blast, didn't we?
We did.
So we're back here, Tailgate Week.
Oh my gosh.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Let me ask you a quick question, though, Veronica.
This is Veronica's jam, I feel like.
Oh,
This
I
week,
think so
I
too.
can't wait.
She comes into the office all the time.
What did you want to get out of this week? And have you achieved that so far?
Yes. So like there's people that I don't get to talk to, even though we're in the office, a hybrid mode. There's some people that I still don't see.
Yep.
Because we've got our day. So like right now I'm over here talking to Antonio.
In
Awesome
accounting?
stories. Accounting, yes.
I mean, what's happening over there? Are you in trouble?
Oh,
She
gosh,
didn't follow
of course
something
not, of
right?
course not. But getting to see everyone
Yeah.
that, I have an employee who is coming up on their 1-year anniversary and she hadn't been here since she was onboarded.
Get out of here.
So we get to do team building tomorrow, like our whole team. So that's awesome.
I
Just
think there's
the
that's
networking
wonderful.
again,
Yep.
the seeing everyone.
Yep.
Love it. There's a lot of good training here.
Oh my gosh, the training has been awesome.
Tell me about it.
Yes. So I didn't bring it with me. It's on Fusion.
Go get it.
Oh,
Go.
I did awesome.
No, go. We'll talk amongst ourselves.
yeah. Go get it. Go grab
We
it.
trust you.
Yeah. She is literally
Veronica's
running right now.
Yeah, and we're going to let her.
Did you see excitement she had?
Oh, that's what we're talking about.
I mean, she's bringing up Fusion. Look at Amy is coming in very quietly.
Oh, she's very conscious.
wants to
doesn't
be
want
on
to
the-
make a scene on the podcast.
She wants to be
But
on.
yet she did.
Oh, whoa.
We're going to grab her in a minute.
She's
Look at this.
coming in.
Representing
Look at that,
back.
right
Look,
there.
Is
breathing
that
hard.
an LSCS?
Ran all the way. Let me see that side. Is that a saddle fusion there? Sidewall
Look at that.
fusion. Look at that. Let's see how that bead is there.
That's a pass. Jeremy said that's a pass.
It's a pass?
This was yours.
Okay, no, I didn't.
Oh, you
No.
did as a team. I see. It's all coming out.
This team.
now.
This one I did.
Oh, is that a
Boom,
butt
solid.
fusion? There.
Solid.
Oh, a little
And then he
obstruction
showed it off
there.
to
Little-
show how it's perfect. Look at that. See?
That's what
now,
we're doing
that is a
today.
great thing to take away from this week.
Yeah.
I think that was not expected.
Yeah, that's very.
And I
very
think that's
cool.
one of the things that I've taken away from this week is so many of the things that I had not expected have happened.
Yep.
So our people are important.
Very.
Yeah. And we've got to break bread with a lot of folks that maybe we didn't get to all the time. here over outside of your department, right?
Yes.
And you kind of grew up in this company with team building, like we had a little more team building going on. Then they sent us all home. It was
Yeah.
me. And now coming back and doing this as a larger group, 100 people here.
Yes. Over 100.
Get out of town.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Pretty awesome.
That fills your cup. I know
Yes.
Veronica
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
well. She comes in on their days off. She's one of those people just hangs out.
Just in
Waits-
the office.
Just see if somebody shows up
Yeah.
today. She
Yeah,
does.
I love it. I love it.
Love it. Well, we got a whole nother day today. And then tomorrow we got some
Tomorrow we
fun.
got
You looking forward to anything tomorrow?
Water slide.
Oh, is there a water slide?
There's a water
It's
slide?
going to be.
Obstacle course or something?
Something. Yeah, that should be
As
fun.
long as
It-
there's something.
That sounds cool.
Something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I'm
mean,
gonna be in
cool
my
We're
as a
gonna
temperature.
get all the coolness we could get.
dunk tank.
Duncan Booth.
I know. You look. Who would you rather?
I'm visiting
dunk?
the ATM machine tonight.
Oh, making it
Oh.
rain. Who are you looking forward to most dunking? Jimbo.
I am going. I have to Google heckles tonight, so I am ready to go.
Good. I'm scared.
Oh,
All
you
right.
should be. I am.
Veronica, thank you for
Watch out
everything
for
you
Lauren.
do for our teams and for our
Thank you.
clients. You're
Thank
a
you.
rock star, and thank you for being my teammate, best speaker of all
Anytime.
time.
I don't know about that, but
All right. We'll see. We'll be
All
back.
right.
Amy, we're hot mics. We're just going.
We're going.
Going in. Is this
We'll
your
see.
first
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
podcast?
Let me do this.
This is definitely my first part. Oh, thank you.
We're professionals.
We got it. We got it down to a science.
It is your first one?
No. She's been on many podcasts before. Many.
She's a professional basically because of Chai,
Yep.
which
Well, I was even-
told you, and I told him and Coleman the other day, after we did the Chai episode for Tailgate Week last week, like I cried, like joyful
Laughter?
laughter. I laughed so hard that day. I got the giggles and couldn't even. It was real.
I love it.
I needed it. Me and
did?
Amy needed it. Like after EWN Con and then going straight into Tailgate Week and all the travel that we had,
Yeah.
like we really have just been
Nonstop.
going.
Nonstop.
And it was just like one of those hysteria moments where
You
it
just
just
needed
was
it, right?
funny. It was fun.
Yeah, it definitely turned out way different than I expected.
And it created a nice little on-ramp going into this week because again, all the work's kind of done now, and now we get to be in the moment and enjoy it.
Yeah, now we get to relax and enjoy everybody's presence.
Oh, are you relaxed this week? Are you?
Tell us about that.
Yeah. How's your feeling this week?
So yes and no. I still have like 30 different projects going on right now.
Okay.
So
What a
obviously-
blessing, right?
Yeah, it's definitely in the back of my mind. Like there's things I'm like, oh man, I should work on
Should
that
probably
right
look at
now.
that.
But there's I'm placing more value on being in person with a lot of people that I don't usually get to be around.
Yeah.
So even though that stuff's really important right now, I'm taking my time and getting to talk to people that I usually don't get the chance to. So for right now, that's more important to me than
And being
others.
present.
Yeah, for
Just
sure.
getting to be there for people. There's a lot of training here. Have you
Ton
got
of
to
it.
set in on anything cool?
Oh yeah, there's a bunch of cool stuff. Like Veronica mentioned earlier about LSCS. I've gotten to see them like 5-6 times, and every single time it's super fun.
Yeah.
Getting to
They
learn.
bring a new way to teach you almost every time, right?
Oh,
Jack
yeah.
and Jeremy.
Like I'm always
are
like, oh, it's just
epic.
the fusion. They're doing fusions, and they're like, no, they're some
Yeah.
revolutionary way of
Mhm.
training, and I'm like, wow, that's really smart.
Yeah, for sure. The CPR was fun. Pretty much everything was fun. Everything was good. Everything was really
It's
interesting.
cool. It's cool to see the impact. I think too, as we see the local presence here the last couple of days.
Yeah.
We had some local folks here yesterday for lunch,
Mhm.
some sponsors locally as well. And then seeing the different groups that are teaching here, it's neat to see our impact locally. For me, I don't know how it is for employees to just kind of look around and go, wow, it's cool. We're not just, padding pockets. We're making a difference here in the community.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It definitely builds a lot more trust too, as well as like a person in the county
Mhm.
getting to know people who are serving you. Definitely. And another thing I've learned this week is there's plenty of ways to die, and there's a lot of people that are willing to help you avoid that
That
and
is
Think
prevent
that.
that.
no doubt about it, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah, it's wild to see that, and that common thread of safety through all these, right?
Yeah.
That's something
I was just
that
gonna say that.
I
We're a
didn't
safety
really
company.
even think
Yep.
as much about, because it is kind of built into what we do, but that is really neat to see it in all different ways, and how many people have said today, came up here and said, I went home and thought about active shooter,
Yeah.
when I went to
Mhm.
eat last night and I sat different,
Yep.
Yeah.
things that you immediately take home and put in place.
Yes, and it's really important that we take these messages and just don't keep them inside, but we share them with other people. We keep doing that in our
Make that
community,
close,
our industry, and such like that, which is
Mhm.
wonderful.
Yeah, absolutely.
Amy, we're standing in front of your work. We're looking around at your work everywhere. It's got to be neat seeing it lit up. It's had to have been a neat month for you. 6 weeks to see EWN Con come in, full throttle,
Hmm.
and then see this thing come off and some of the new products like Tracer this year. It's been a fun year.
Oh yeah, it's definitely been a fun year, and it's really fun as a designer because you're staring at a screen all day and you're making mock-ups of what things are going to look like, and it's really cool when you show them to people and people are like, "Wow!" But then when you really see it in real life and you see people
Can
using it,
touch it.
yeah,
And
it's amazing.
you're just like me. You walk up and you're immediately like critiquing how you can do it better.
Absolutely,
You
yeah.
can't help it, but then for a minute you gotta just again like be present, take it in, and go, man, this is really neat to see in action. And some people have never seen these booths
Mhm.
up.
No, they haven't, and I can't wait for you to get out to a conference where you could hear firsthand all the people in the exhibit hall that come by our booths
Especially
and say,
with these,
"Wow,
yeah, these.
wow,"
And doing the
wow.
show, Amy, you were a huge part in the early success of the show. Success? Is that the right
Success.
word?
Oh, yeah.
You did all the work early in the show every week, building those episodes.
Wait a minute, hold on a
and
second.
Yeah.
You drew this, and it's your logo.
Yeah.
It must be neat to see the show coming to life too
It's-
over the last year or so.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. Like, especially whenever Coffee with Jim and James first started, it was like none of us knew what it was going to turn into.
What are we gonna do?
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's try it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was like,
And we trusted each other. It was like, Amy, I trust you. Build it.
yeah, and it was really super cheesy in the early days. You guys remember like the old intro
We
and
don't even talk
stuff.
It wasn't
like,
cheesy. It was
Remember
cool.
Troy coming in?
Yeah.
But it was all
Yeah.
built to where we are. But
Yeah.
Mhm.
there's different.
It's
and
a
then
journey.
We rebranded.
It's
it,
a journey.
And then we rebranded to this
Yeah.
look. It was so neat to see it build.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely really neat, especially when I see on LinkedIn, like when people ask for like mugs or they
Yeah.
show pictures of their new hats and stuff, and I'm like, I made that, and somebody wants that, and that's
Amen.
amazing.
Amen.
That's cool.
Amy, you're a rock star always. Thank you so
Yeah,
much for
you
all
are.
your work here.
Absolutely.
And
she-
thanks for stopping by.
And she put up when I used to do my own virtual backgrounds with cotton paste.
Yes.
She was like, "Jim, don't ever do that again."
Never.
I wasn't that mean. I just
No.
messaged
She
him.
wasn't mean. She was just very.
Direct.
I'll help you.
Very direct.
I am here to help you, Jim, and thank you for all you do for me.
You're welcome.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Amy. We'll see you. We'll
All
be
right,
back.
see ya.
It is. Let's make sure we're
in front of
framed
the
in.
scenes,
Oh, are you a
right?
certified junior
Well,
paramedic?
I was going to bring that up because
Oh.
all of a sudden we have a badge on here.
Man, man.
I know
Oh,
I answered
man.
the question correctly. So I
What
don't
was the
think it takes-
question?
Had to
You
do with
forgot.
how many pints of blood a person has.
That's a lot. Was it 14?
I think it's like around 10 to 12. That's what I said.
Oh,
So-
well.
Okay.
And you got it right.
It was
apparently.
I think it was a lucky guess. I think I remember that when I was like in elementary school or
I
something.
was going to say 5. Isn't there 5 of something?
Maybe.
I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know.
It's too
Antonio joins us. Antonio is one of our creative designers. Antonio, you've been here, what now, a year?
Not a year
quite?
yet. Yep.
Really?
I
Not
started in
quite.
October.
Oh, it's
That's
coming
it?
around.
Yep.
Seems like a year.
It seems
no,
longer.
I'm just
I
kidding.
know.
No, in a good way. It
Yeah,
seems like.
well, we've accomplished a lot in a
Yeah.
year. I mean, the conference felt like a year in itself, right?
Yes.
And that was
It was.
that was 3 days.
Yeah.
No, you've been a big part of that. You work on our courses. You do some of our work on Coffee with Jim and James. This is your first tailgate, like many of us. How's tailgate week going for you?
I think it's awesome. I mean, I like all the classes that EWN has offered. LSCS has been, really
Rock
cool to
stars,
see.
all
lot
over.
of
I think
comments
they
on
just
that.
sponsored this episode.
Yeah, probably. Well,
Them and the active shooter
Yeah.
training.
Active Shooter was cool.
Amazing.
So for me, being new in the industry, it's good to see what is actually going on outside. That way I can understand it. So if a design issue comes up, I can, try to resolve it by actually knowing what I'm going to explain.
Right.
not
It's
going
hard
there.
to build give me a term. Come on, what's a tool? Y'all learned it.
The pipe
Give me a
fusion.
tool.
Oh, like a
It's
fusion
hard-
lane?
if you
It's
gotta
hard to
explain pipe
design that
fusion,
if
yeah.
you don't
If
know
you
it.
haven't
understand
seen it,
it.
I don't understand. Yeah,
We should have
absolutely.
workshopped that better. We really
We should
failed
have.
there.
I was
Antonio,
going in
it's
two different
also
ways.
so you came on while we were remote, kind of in and out, right, in the pandemic. So this, getting to be around. I know EWN Con was there, but we were busy.
Yes. Oh yeah.
We've got a lot more slow down time here. How's it been for you to be around some of these folks?
Well, it's cool to talk to everybody that you see in the hall. Maybe like if you're lucky enough to work in the same day.
Yeah.
But I was telling, I think Clinton, that it's different to see people actually in person than when we have our meetings in Zoom and you're like scrolling through people. You're like,
know.
well, who is that? And then they might look
I'm
different
yelling
one
at my
day.
kid.
And then,
That's
all
not
that.
really how I act all the time, just on that one meeting.
Allegedly.
But it's real. It's
Yeah.
hard to get and
Well, but right here.
only
people
one
can see.
person can talk at one time
Yeah.
at
Yes.
a Zoom meeting, sitting at a table and just being able to fellowship and
We have 4 different conversations that are
1, 2, 3,
organic.
4, 5, 6. And
More?
we have a whole group coming out.
I
Like,
mean,
awesome.
it's
Yep.
wonderful.
Well, being new, it's great to see everybody in person and to chit chat. And EWN Con, I talked to a few people, and it's great to know what each department does and
Understand
everything.
it,
Yep,
yeah.
and understand it.
Antonio,
That's
you
great.
make a big difference. I appreciate you
Thank
being
you
here.
very
Thank you for all you
Thanks
do.
for being
Thank
on
you.
the show,
Seriously.
and enjoy the rest of the week.